Hey friends, and welcome to Yoga with Rachel. Today's practice is all about boosting our mood. A kind reminder to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell in order to stay connected, and let's get started. So we begin today's practice nice and low to the ground today. So you can find a cross-legged position like what I am in. You can come to a kneeling position. You can also do the start of this practice on a couch or a chair, wherever it feels most comfortable for you. Let's just take a moment to rock that pelvis forward, loop our shoulders, and tuck in our chin slightly, finding ways to lift and lengthen through our spine. Feel free to close your eyes here or just maintain a soft gaze and breathe. So as we just sit here for a moment, I invite you to notice how you feel. Perhaps you even take a moment to consider your reason for selecting this practice. And perhaps you reflect upon the things that can really help boost your mood, whether that be going for a walk, being out in nature, eating some chocolate, dancing or singing to some old school music, being around friends, family. And I invite you to hold on to that image, whatever image maybe was conjured in your mind when you thought about what boosts the mood. Hold on to this image as we go through this practice. Bring your left hand to your heart space, right hand to the belly. Let's breathe on in through our nose and out through the mouth. 2 more times, breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Wonderful. Open your eyes if they were closed. Bring your hands back and behind you. Fingers can be pointing forward or away from your body. Let's just loop our shoulders, tuck in our chin slightly, and feel that really nice opening in our chest, in our heart space. You can almost imagine as if your shoulder blades are pinching a pencil or a pen between them as you do this action. And if you are seeking a little bit more, feel free to interlace your hands, your fingers here, and really reach your hands towards the earth and then away from your body. Just getting a little bit more of a deeper stretch in there. So your choice, do whatever feels right for your body. And we are here for one more breath cycle. Oh, wonderful. Release, shake it off. All right, let's bring our right hand to our left kneecap, swimming the left fingertips back and behind us. Breathe on in as we lift and lengthen, and then exhale to journey on into our twist, looking past the left shoulder. All right, make your way back to center, left hand to the right knee, swimming the right fingertips back and behind us. Breathe in. And then exhale, journey into that twist. Look past your right shoulder now. Wonderful. Coming back to center. Feel free to stay exactly where you are. Let's extend our legs out in front of us. Heels are roughly in line with our hip points here, flexing through the feet, toes pointing towards our face. So our feet are really nice, active, and bright. Place your hands at your sides. So your hands can be nice and connected to the earth, palms on the earth, or nice and lifted here. Loop your shoulders, tuck in your chin slightly. We're just gonna be here in staff pose just for a moment. Breathe on in And then out. On your next breath in, let's send our hands up and towards the sky, radiating energy past those fingertips. And then on your next exhale, bending those knees, draping the upper body towards the thighs. You can allow your hands to rest on your shins, ankles, or the soles of the feet. Breathe in to look forward as we lift and lengthen. And then exhale to bow the head, chin towards the chest. Feel free to close your eyes as we find a little swaying action from side to side here. Maybe even allowing any kind of like tension or, I don't know, anything that you're feeling to just kind of like spill off of your back body, spill off of the neck. And then we eventually find some stillness here. Breathe on in. And then exhale to roll on up through the spine. Wonderful. Bring the legs in and let's make our way to all fours. So feel free to use your yoga mat. You can fold it over to pad the knees, or you can use a blanket, a pillow, whatever you have at your disposal. Let's stack our wrists underneath our shoulders, knees underneath the hip points, spreading through those fingers, really feeling a stretch in our hands as we press on into our fingertips. Rock the pelvis forward slightly to lengthen through the back of the body and connect those feet, the tops of our feet, to the earth. We're just going to tap it out here with our feet, inviting some new energy to perhaps come on into those feet, into the body. Wonderful. Find some stillness. On our next breath in, let's reach our tailbone up and towards the sky, dropping through our belly, opening on up through our chest as we look forward. And then exhale, rounding through, starting with the tailbone, tucking it under. Spine towards the sky, pressing on out of our foundation, all that is touching the earth. 3 more cat-cows just like this. You take it away. Coming on back to a neutral spine, finding your tabletop position here. Let's begin to draw some circular motions with our torso. So we're kind of imagining that our upper body here is like a jump rope. So like this, drop in the belly, arching through the back. Again, really pressing out of all that is touching the earth, our foundation, our hands, the feet. Reverse that skip rope at any time. And then we eventually find some stillness. And now you take it away, any kind of movement that feels right for your body. So focus more on the sensation versus what it may look like. We use this time to work out any kinks or stiffness that perhaps is built up in our body. Wonderful. We come back to center. Let's bring our big toes to touch, knees nice and wide. Begin to walk the hands towards the long edges, towards the top of your mat. Ah, silly Rachel. And then begin to allow the sit bones to come on back and rest towards the heels. Breathe in as we look forward, and then exhale to release, forehead towards the earth. Finding your extended child's pose here. Always feel free to make use of whatever resource you have available to you, whether that be a block or a folded up blanket. You can place it underneath your forehead, or you can use your hands, create a little hand pillow, stacking one hand or one fist on top of the other. We are here for 5 breath cycles. Wonderful. Once you've done 5, carve a line with your nose to look forward. Rise on up. Walk the hands to the long edges of your mat. Knees come in, stacked underneath the hip points once again. Curl the toes under and let's send it up high and towards the sky, finding our downward facing dog here. Take this as an opportunity to pedal out the feet. So dropping one heel towards the earth at a time, really finding a nice generous bend in our knees here as we do this action. I find that bending my knees can really help straighten through my back body. That's really a great strategy that I learned during my yoga journey, my practice. Okay, and then we find some stillness. Let's breathe on in through our nose and then out through the mouth. Let's begin to walk to the middle of our mat. But when we do, let's get a little playful here. Let's crisscross our feet. Nice and slow. And then once we make our way to approximately the middle of our mat, let's just find a forward fold here, bending the knees, so allowing the belly to really rest on the thighs here, releasing the head, just allowing it to hang loose, and the arms, we're all loosey-goosey here. And feel free to find a swaying action from side to side, or you can just hold still here. I find that inversions are really useful for helping us boost our mood because it can really help encourage blood to flow in the opposite direction, inviting new and fresh oxygen into the body, which can be very, very useful. All right, and we eventually find some stillness here. Now let's slowly begin to roll on up through our spine. Perhaps you close your eyes so that we can really feel the sensations flowing through your body. And then perhaps once you arrive in your mountain, we take a moment to loop the shoulders, tuck in our chin slightly, and just allow the hands to rest at our sides, palms facing forward, nice and open. And once again, feel free to close your eyes here, or you can just maintain a soft gaze. Let's just take a moment just to simply notice how we feel. Perhaps we think back to that image that we selected at the very beginning of our practice here together. That image that can really help give us that extra boost to boost our mood. Breathe on in through the nose and out through the nose or the mouth. Wonderful. Open up your eyes. Let's bring our feet so that way they're a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Toes are pointing forward. We're pressing into all 4 corners of our feet so that way we can really feel that connection to the earth. Begin to bend the knees slightly, and on our next breath in, let's float our hands up and towards the sky. Fingertips kiss together. Exhale, they float on down. Take up space. Inhale up and exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, and exhale. Wonderful. So keep your feet exactly where they are. Just allow your hands to kind of just dangle here, hang loose. We're gonna twist on over to our left and then over to the right. And as we do this action, we're gonna keep a nice bend in our knees so that we're not locked up in our knees. So just play around with this action to start. Okay, and then once you got the hang of that, let's then start to pick up the tempo a little bit. Maybe the arms are kind of like floating a little bit more, taking up a little bit more space. Try not to hit a wall like what I just did. And then perhaps we integrate the breath into this. So maybe when we turn to our left, we inhale in and then sharp exhale to the right. And then you can always pick up the pace. And then perhaps your hands start to slap the body a little bit, but of course very gently. And we are here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then on the 1, slow down the pace. Whew, slow it on down, nice and slow. All right, just notice how you feel just from that action right there. Okay, let's bring our hands to our hips right now. Let's loop our shoulders, bring our elbows a little bit back in space. Imagine again that you're pinching that pencil or that pen in between your shoulder blades. Once again, feel free to close your eyes or just maintain a soft gaze here. One more breath cycle. Wonderful. Let's bring our feet back to hip distance apart, and on our inhale we send our hands up and overhead, and then exhale, leading with the heart, we fold on down, finding our forward fold here. On an inhale we find a flat back position, halfway lift, and then exhale to fold on down. Plant your palms and step it into a plank. Really reach your heels towards the back edge of your mat, pressing out of your foundation once again. We are here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees down, swing the legs off to one side, any side, and then come to a seated position on your mat. Place the soles of your feet on the earth, knees pointing on up towards the sky. Swim your hands back and behind you, loop your shoulders, and now we're going to begin to windshield wiper our legs. So dropping the knees to one side and then the other. So the bum will start to travel. Allow that to happen because we're going to eventually come to lay on our backs. Okay, and then once you feel satisfied with that, let's come on down to the ground. When you arrive there, hug your knees in towards your heart space. Give yourself a nice little hug. You can even find a gentle swaying motion from side to side here, massaging through the back body, really feeling the low back connected to the earth here. Wonderful. Release the soles of the feet to the earth. Now bring the soles of your feet together and the knees go nice and wide. So just like when we're in butterfly pose, but seated up. Snuggle your shoulder blades underneath your back body here. Your low back will be slightly raised away from the earth. And if this does not, jive with you, feel free to use a blanket. You can use yoga blocks and you can place it underneath your legs here. Or you can just simply extend your legs out long. It's all good. We're just going to be here for a moment. Place your left hand on your heart space, right hand on the belly once again. And perhaps this time you notice the rhythm of your heart. Perhaps you notice the rise and the fall of your belly as you breathe on in and then out. I invite you to reflect upon a posture that you found really useful today, one that boosted your mood, perhaps one that you can take with you off the mat as well. Breathe in through your nose and then sigh it out through the mouth. Wonderful. Open your eyes. If you had closed them, you can hug your knees in towards your heart space. Fall on over to one side. Let's just sit here in fetal position just for a moment. Bring our knees closer to our chest. Our bottom hand as like a pillow for our temple. And then using our top hand to help prop us up. So that way we can eventually come to a seated position on our mat. Wow. Feeling quite good after this practice, and I really hope that you are too. If you haven't done so already, kindly subscribe to Yoga with Rachel, as it is the best way to support free yoga content for all. You can also ring that notification bell to be notified of new video uploads to the channel. Hit that like button if you enjoyed today's practice, and kindly share this practice with anyone that you believe would benefit from this flow. Comments and questions are always welcomed and encouraged. Thank you so very much for joining me here today. I love you all and I appreciate you. Take care and bye for now.